All right, now that we have shown you how we create floors and walls, we are now going to add some doors and windows. That's the next step when you're creating a structure, is to make sure there's an entrance and to ensure maybe some light can get through. So we're looking at our same structure that we showed you before, and we are looking at a top-down view. So I'm still in the 3D mode, looking at it from the top, and you can tell that there is no top to this or ceiling. But if I go to the bottom, we do have a floor. And I can select these different items, see the different information about them, and look at it from the top again and be ready to add a door. So just like we added the floor and the walls, we went to the architecture tab. And again, if you don't see your panel with all these components, you can change it by clicking this minimize button, and you can adjust to where you get to the view you want to get to. I like having all these options here. It makes it easier for me, but some people enjoy more space to work and less clutter from these different components. So just like we added the wall and the floor, we're going to go to the architecture tab and click on door. Now, to be able to put this in, I want to look at it from the side view, okay? Because from the top, I don't want a door on the top. I want it on the side. So let me look at it from the side or the front. And since I already selected just a generic door, I'm going to just find a good spot here. Let's make it 5 feet from the left side and 10 feet from the right. It's a 7-foot door, 2 feet 7 inches from the top of the wall. I clicked modify so I can select the door. It gives me all this information. Now, when you are adding doors and windows, and you already have a preset location you want to place the door, it gives you dimensions of the center of the door to the closest corner, the center of the door to this other corner, not the edges of the door. So you can change the width of this door, and it will still have 5 feet as that center mark. Now, to change the size of this door, just like we changed other components, we go to properties. So again, we want to make sure it's selected. I click modify, select the item I want to select. We can select walls, floor, doors, any item by clicking modify. Then I right click using the right mouse button and click on properties. In this mode, I can click edit type, and I can change a lot of different components of this door. If I go to the dimensions, I can change the height of the door. Let's say I want it to be 8 feet. I can change the width of the door. Let's say I wanted it to be 5 feet. So that's a pretty big door. If I click apply, click OK, now I have an 8-foot tall door that's 5 feet wide. But you can see the center point did not move. It's still 5 feet from the end, from that corner. So when you are looking at your dimensions, remember it is always from the center point. All right, let's undo that because I want it to go back to that size it previously was. Now let's see if we can add a window right next to it. Just like we added the wall, the floor, and the door, we go to the architecture tab and we find window. I click on that and it already has a window selected here, but we can change that. We can change it to different types of windows. I'm going to start with just a basic window here, place it in here. And you may not have all these options here. I'm going to show you how we can load more options in here. And you can see this says it is my recently used types because I've recently used these in other projects I've done. So I added a window casement double window. Let's say I wanted something a little bit larger or maybe a different look to it. I can click modify, click on it. The project or the properties window is already open. So I can go over here, edit type. I can change the dimensions just like I did on the door. So right now it's 2 feet 10 inches, a height of 3 feet. But let's say I don't like the look of that window. I want a different window. If I click this load button, it will load folders with different components. In this case, we want to open the Windows folder. And you can see there are multiple styles of windows that we can put in. I personally like these bay windows. I think they're nice. They give a little bit more space inside, give us some more light. And I want to see what they look like once I add them in there. So I'm going to add this window bay casement box 90-degree angle window. It gives me a picture of what it's going to look like. I click open and wait for it to load. And I click OK. And all of a sudden, I have a nice bay window. It's a little higher than I like. So let me look at it from the front. It's already selected. I can use the arrow keys and move it down to my preference. And it will show you how high that sill is. The sill is the base of the window. Right now it's 1 foot and almost 10 inches from the floor. And you can adjust that to where you see fit. Now, if I want some more information about my door and my window, I could switch this from 3D view back to the 2D floor plan view. To do that, and anytime you want to switch between the views, you right click and you open the project browser. So properties is what we looked at before. Now we want the browser. We want to go to the project browser. Okay. Floor plan for level 1. That's our original floor plan that we looked at from the beginning. But now you can see how the window sticks out. You can also see how the door swings. And if I click on this door, I can change the way it swings. I can change whether it's inside or outside, whether it swings to the right as you come out or to the left as you come out. And I can also adjust how far this door is from either corner. I can also adjust the window, whether it goes in or whether it goes out. So always look at your 2D view and your 3D view. And remember, 2D view, two-dimensional, is your floor plan view. You can go between that by going to the project browser for looking at the 2D view and going to view, 3D view to look at the 3D view again. Now you can add all types of windows, change the size, change the location, make it represent your structure the best.